Okay, and we're back for another exciting session of On-Brand Thought Leaders. Today we're here with the lovely ladies of Code Health who are here to talk about our exciting product that's not only changing the game of pharmaceuticals, it's going to leave them scared. So tell me, ladies, let's talk about how we got to Shark Tank, but let's talk about also how we became friends and how this business came together. And it all started in a salon chair here in Tampa.
That's right. I've been a hairstylist for about 30 years. And one day, this one walks into the salon, and we instantly became friends, and here we are.
I sat in her chair, and as I was sitting there 5 years ago, she's talking about quantum energy, quantum physics, all kinds of things, and I had no idea what she was talking about. And who knew that a few years later, I would be talking about it too.
How was you? When someone mentions quantum, goes straight over your head. And then, when the story progresses, I know you noticed her health kind of also. When COVID hit, everyone was kind of in that space of what do you do, what do we take, and where do you go from there?
Yeah, and for me, I ended up catching the virus, and I was working on a PhD in natural medicine at the time, and the virus really got me good. I couldn't breathe, my lungs felt like they were on fire, I felt like I had an elephant sitting on my chest, and my fever was 104. I called my dad, who happened to be the neighbor of a brilliant biologist named Dr. McMichael, and my father had told me beforehand, if you get sick, call me and I'll overnight you these drops. I have them in my safe. He keeps them in a safe. So he overnights me the drops, and there was a very specific protocol. I started the protocol, and by the end of the first day, my fever was normal. And by the end of the second day, I started getting taste and smell back. It wasn't fully back yet, but I felt like I had made that turn where I was going to start getting better now. So fast forward a year goes by, and I go up to visit my father, and I just said, Dad, bring me by to see Dr. McMichael. I want him to put a face with my name. I had spoken to him on the phone. I had sent him a thank you card for literally saving my life. And I wanted him to know who I was. And so I met him, and I don't even know what happened, but the words came out of my mouth. Why doesn't everybody have this? And how can I help you bring it to the world? He didn't know because he's the scientist. He's a research scientist. His molecular formulas, he'd been researching them for 40 years, and at the time, I only thought he had this one formula. I had no idea. And so I get on the phone with his business people that he connected me to, and the whole time I was talking about Wendy because of her background as a business powerhouse, bringing CBD into medical practitioners' offices during a time where CBD was highly governed and regulated. Mm-hmm. And so I only hoped at that moment that Wendy would also see my vision and, be on board, and luckily she did.
Wow, that's powerful. Yeah. All three things had to align.
That's right, and then it wasn't much after that we found out that he had over 200 patents, and so together we decided, well, now we can make a modern medicine cabinet. And we call it the Code Kit. This is actually the Code Travel Kit that you see here. And we have 10 formulas with a variety of different solutions that are a non-toxic, drug-free alternative to most of the things people keep on hand.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Changing the game, like I said. This replaces Advil. What else?
Well, we have a muscle and joint formula, pain and inflammation. We have a metabolic formula, which is great for people that are intermittent fasting and or want to lose a couple of pounds, because it really focuses on creating healthier eating habits. Balance is our daily general cellular health formula. Resilience is the formula that saved my life, and it's the only one that has a very specific protocol. Breathe is our pulmonary formula. It pairs well with resilience during cold and flu season. That is our cold and flu duo. And Breathe, also, my grandmother takes it for COPD, and she says that it works for her very well. It's also good for things like mucus, so that's why that's the cold and flu duo. React is the allergy formula, and it also pairs well with Breathe for more severe allergies. Protect is more of a proactive formula that you take to boost your immunity on a daily basis. It's 1 drop sublingual under your tongue, AM and PM, And this is great for especially, kids going back to school. All of our products are safe for people and animals of all ages, and it's one drop, regardless of size or weight. And Calm is our superhero. This one is for things like anxiety, stress, depression, ADHD. We have people on the spectrum taking it. We have people coming off of Adderall, which is great. And we believe this should be the first go-to for parents with overactive children and for the overactive children. And Dream is our sleep formula. So it helps you drop deeper into your REM sleep. And we see that especially with our own research that we do with people using things like the Aura Ring.
Definitely. One of those people. Whole family is.
Awesome. Excellent.
So what are some of the issues or kind of obstacles you guys have had bringing this to market?
Well, the first thing that I want to say is this is actually the second kit that we manufactured. The first kit was for the entire family. So each of the bottles, although still very small, those bottles hold approximately 300 drops. So if you're taking formula AM and PM, it's a 5-month supply. So it's great. Things that you would typically have on hand, everything that Lisa just told you about, we really tried to pick the first 10 that would be an alternative to things that people would typically go to the drugstore for or have at home. So you were talking about something like Advil or Tylenol, that would be relief. So really, as you go down the line, you can pick a product that you would see in the supermarket, in the drugstore, and there's something here that replaces it. The biggest obstacle, though, was that we had something that was revolutionary. And the technical aspect of what we do, and to really translate that technicality into layman's terms, was something that we really had a challenge doing. Because we can easily say, you know what? It works, try it, put one drop under your tongue, and then we have a tagline, feel the drop. And that's why we have that tagline, because people don't really quite understand, well, how does one drop of saline solution do so many things? So we have one ingredient, saline solution, and the saline is only acting as the carrier that's holding the energy patterns, and those subtle energy patterns hold the information, and that's why we call it information medicine, okay? But when we talk about it, it's like sci-fi, right? It seems like it's too good to be true, but B, how is it working? Because people are really only used to going to the store, having a product, having a drug or a pharmaceutical, and taking a pill, essentially, and the pill does what it needs to do.
Biochemical
But
response.
that's right, it's a biochemical response.
Blocker.
And
so
you're forcing it. This is different because we're working with subtle energy. We're gently nudging and reminding the body to do what it was designed to do, which is heal itself with innate wisdom.
Yeah.
One of the things we like to compare it to is digital photography, because people always ask us, well, what do you mean there's information in the saline solution? Water has been shown to be an intelligent medium capable of not only storing information, but also transmitting it. So that's why we use the saline solution. The salt in the water, the mineral content actually helps hold the information. So essentially what we do is we take Dr. McMichael's formula, and just like you would have a cell phone, everybody has a cell phone. You take your cell phone and you want to take a picture, and you press a button, and instantly that information that you captured, that you took a picture of, is right there. Now you're looking at it, you're looking at it here, you're looking at it here, here it is, it's digitized. So our technology does the exact same thing. It takes the energetic blueprint and maps it from Dr. McMichael's molecular formulas. It's like it's taking a picture of it. And instantly it digitizes that information into the code. And then the same technology, just like your cell phone, you can now take that picture and put it on either canvas or paper or pretty much anything nowadays. We take that information that's digitized into the code and we program it into the saline solution, which has the memory. and that's how we deliver it.
Yeah, it's all about the code, which definitely goes into the branding, since we're all about branding here at On. So we definitely have to take a step back. Code health.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about when you sat down and we just talked about the brands and what you guys wanted it to be. Let's talk about that discussion you guys had as partners.
It was kind of interesting because I was on the road to be really a health coach, and I had all these ideas of how because I'm an energy healer, because of my background and everything that I've studied and what I was creating, I already had this vision in my mind. I just didn't realize it was going to apply to this. So before we even got started, I had like a brochure designed with rainbow colors, and I had the molecule, which is really an atom, but we call it a molecule. And we had a concept, and we brought it to life. And really with our partnership, that's how it's worked. Like, I mean, Wendy comes up with brilliant ideas on her own, but I come up with a lot of brilliant ideas. I get them down. I'm a creator type of an energy. Obviously, being a hairstylist for 30 years, I'm creating something, right? And then Wendy puts her eyes on it, and together we make it better. And it's just worked.
Yeah. I mean, even when you look at each formula, the reason why it is in a rainbow color form is because it's aligned as close to each chakra system or each system within the chakra system, right? So I give total credit to Lisa for coming up with putting it in the color formation. Besides it's beautiful.
It is
right?
beautiful, right?
But what's amazing is we've been doing this now for 2.5 years, and everything that I do with the business is on the business side of it. And when I look back at how we started and our ideas and our vision, we really have not veered off of that initial vision. And although we've improved, and that's what happens with every month that went on, with every year that went on, with every thought and every idea, we just kind of leveled up, and we just keep getting better and better. So it's just a growth pattern for sure.
I mean, when you think of all those amazing iconic brands, Adidas, McDonald's, their branding and logo has never changed. So in Code Health, I don't think in 70 years we'll see anything change from that amazing solid foundation that you created.
It's funny because you talk about these big brands, and that is our true vision. That Code is a household name globally. And that's really how we came up with Feel the Drop. We needed 3 words, just like Nike, and we said feel the drop. So
and we often drop mics.
we dropped the mic.
It's edgy, easy to remember, the colors.
Exactly.
Yeah, you were already thinking about being a global impact on day one, which is what you have to do when you're thinking of marketing and branding. And you have to think big, not little. You don't want to just dominate your backyard. You want to dominate the world.
Exactly.
And with the products like this, that's so revolutionary that you can barely comprehend. I love it. And pharmaceutical companies are probably shaking about you guys.
We're kind of staying under the radar here. But the truth is, it's very interesting because people want to understand and really kind of grasp why we went in the direction of doing this energized form of what Dr. McMichael has. And it really was very specific. So Dr. McMichael's been doing this for 40 years. He has clinical studies, research, papers, white papers, and still to this day, nothing ever came of those molecular formulas in a commercialized fashion. The reason is that if we used his molecular formulas, we would have to list all of the ingredients that he used. Again, it's all on a very molecular level, but on the back of the label, it would show all of the quote-unquote ingredients. Well, as soon as you have a supplement with specific ingredients, that's when the radar goes up. And that's when
contraindications, side effects, all these things.
So we just took his formulas that are already working on a cellular level, and we just brought them to the next level.
I love that. And you guys are in such a prime space of health and wellness, people really taking control of their health, really caring what they're putting into their bodies. I think everyone, in my friend space, we're going to sound bath healing, we're not taking Advil, we're really taking care of what goes in our bodies, and it's revolutioning the health space. So we're in the prime market, the prime time, and just
we're not looking to replace anything.
Yeah, of course.
It's when you have a medical emergency, you need pharmaceutical drugs.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. This is an alternative for people that are looking for a more holistic, a more natural lifestyle. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yep.
It's the same with pharmaceutical drugs. Some people can take some drugs, they're allergic to them. It doesn't work for them. Not everything is for every person. So we're just trying to accommodate the needs of people looking for safe, non-toxic, drug-free alternatives that really do work because it's based on the science.
Yeah, putting options in the world that were never there. They were literally locked in a vault.
Something that's so interesting is it's obvious when people talk about the side effects of drugs and pharmaceuticals specifically, right? We know that there are chemicals, there are man-made chemicals, but what people don't think about are the potential dangers of natural supplements and herbs. So there are plenty of things out there that become, the thing to take. So
Turmeric.
perfect example, right?
Turmeric's having a hot girl summer.
And it's fabulous, right? But if your body cannot regulate the turmeric properly, you think that you're taking something beneficial and you could actually be harming yourself. Melatonin, same thing. So we can go down a list of every possible natural supplement, and if your body is not able to handle it properly, then you're also causing a bigger problem too, which then causes side effects. So that's the key to what we have. There are 0 side effects, 0 contraindications, because all you're putting into your body are the 3 things that you're made of. You're made of energy, you're made of salt, and you're made of water.
There you go. And it's just one drop. And you'll feel it.
Feel the drop.
Feel the drop.
Feel the drop. Exactly.
I love that. So we'll just touch on Tampa a little bit. Wendy, you have quite the story about Tampa and all it's brought you, not just business.
Yeah. So, it's interesting. My husband always says that you can thank my wife for moving here, because when she moved here, all of the teams started winning their championships. I'm just going to say.
Everyone can thank Wendy.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Tampa Bay.
But I was living in South Florida. I lived there for years. I loved it. And then I was divorced, and I went online, and I happened to have met who now is my husband online. And had I not met him online, I wouldn't have been brought to the west coast of Florida. Had I not been brought to the west coast of Florida, I would not have met Lisa. And, it's just everything happens at the right time. We always say that it's divine timing. It really is. And here we are, right? We are 2 50-something-year-old entrepreneurs. And we're doing things in a way that if we met each other, even the time, I'll just backtrack for a second. Now is the time for companies like Code to put ourselves out there to the general public, because like you said before, people are looking for these alternatives, and people are very aware of everything that is going into their bodies, even the food that we're eating and the things that are happening in the world of MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, for example. But now is the time when you'll start to find that people are going back to a very natural, holistic way of life and thinking. All of this technology is amazing, and everything that we're doing and advancing in our society is leaps and bounds. But how come with all of this advancement are we not healthy? Why are we the unhealthiest generation of people coming through? The generation that's younger than Lisa and myself, your generation, or the generation after you, more unhealthy than our generation.
Exactly.
And it should be the opposite. So we have to flip the switch and we have to start looking at things outside of the box.
You should be asking questions, curious, and looking for products.
And being intentional. I mean, Wendy and I talk daily about being better than you were the day before. What small incremental change can you make to be better than you were the day before? And it starts with everything you put on or in your body. And so it's not just a product, it's a vision to make the world a better place, to help people raise their consciousness, raise their awareness, and get back to the basics of what nature offers.
100%. Yeah, I love that. And where do you see Code Health, next year? And what's on the next journey for Code Health? Anything exciting on the horizon?
Well,
anything you want to share with the class? A little sneak peek?
We're looking at each other. We're doing something really exciting, and we're going to tell you about it.
Oh, a little on-brand teaser.
All right. So, we're the Code Girls.
We're
fancy.
We're fancy.
Very fancy Code Girls, obviously.
Bling.
Yeah, it oozes through the camera.
Yeah.
The viewers can tell.
And we thought about all different kinds of things. We love our medicine cabinet. That's phenomenal. We will add more to our medicine cabinet. But the trends are really wearable, and like you wearing an Aura ring. We wanted to do something similar, and we thought about maybe launching a skincare line. Me being a cosmetologist, I'm thinking hair, skin, and nails. What can we do? How can we make our shampoo better? How can we make our face cream better, our eye cream better, our body lotion, our face, everything?
Tons of room for improvement in all areas.
Exactly.
100%.
But not just that. How can we elevate our self-care ritual? Because as I'm putting my body oil on, I'm intentional. I'm like, this is feeling good. I'm taking care of myself.
It's a ritual. It's like a moment to yourself.
It's a moment to myself. It's not a rushed operation. It's all right, I'm going to start my day. I'm going to breathe while I do this. And then I thought, Wendy thought, it's a whole story.
It always is.
So let me backtrack a little bit. We were in New York, and it was in May. It was right before Wendy's birthday. And we're at the jewelry store. Shocking, right?
Have to, it's birthday.
She finds this beautiful necklace, and she comes back and she contacts her jeweler. She tells her husband, I want this for my birthday. And she has her jeweler make her this necklace, which you can see she's
gorgeous. Love it.
And meanwhile, I spent hours online looking for the perfect necklace or wearable that we could sell, that we could put out on the market, that people would love and go crazy over. And it was just pretty and fancy, a luxury item. And when she got it for her birthday, we were sitting, I don't even know where we were that day, and I looked at her and I just said, you know what? That's it. And she didn't even think about it.
Right.
And I'm like, that's the drop.
Right. It's a drop.
It's a pear-shaped, and that's the drop, and everything is about the drop. So then we were talking to a friend of ours who has some scalar technology, and we were talking about what information we could actually put into the stone. And we've been talking about the necklace.
Yep,
So I do believe we would come out with a wearable necklace at some point, if not directly. But then Wendy said,
I said, what if we took the stone that held the energy, and we didn't, everybody loves their stuff. Let me backtrack, right? So even the necklace, this is our personal taste. So if you're wearing a necklace and you wear something every day, you may not want to wear the same kind of necklace. I said to Lisa, what if we took that technology and we were able to add energy patterns to things that people already are using and love? And we talked about a makeup line and a cosmetic line.
We tested
and
products.
moisturizers with energy in it. But I love my stuff.
And I love mine.
And what works.
Jewelry goes.
But not even jewelry, right? moisturizer, cream, eye serum, body wash. So what works?
We're constantly trading
Right.
because we're given so much stuff to try, or we're testing stuff. And she likes the stuff that I don't like,
Right.
and I like the stuff that she doesn't like. So it's like, what are we gonna do? We can't accommodate everybody with one line.
Exactly.
So I said, well, what if we just had our drop, and you can add the drop into things that people already love.
And my mind exploded, and I literally was like,
Yeah.
I love that.
So we decided we would start with the clear quartz crystal, because knowing that it was a master amplifier and a master healer. And not only does quartz have significant benefits, amplifying your energetic field, helping your body heal itself, helping you with manifestation, just helping you with spiritual connectedness. There's so many things that quartz in its own right is known for. Now, we program it with specific information that is based on neutralizing harmful toxins in the products people are using every day, and extending longevity and vitality through cellular health information, and really just the pure information of love and joy and gratitude. And that's really, and if we only had 3 elements and we added those, it would be game changer, because that is what elevates your self-care ritual every day. So you are literally the first announcement we have made. We're Tampa girls here,
Tampa girls.
so this is how we do. And we are really working hard to get this out by October 1st.
I love that.
There's a lot of pieces that are moving and that have to come together. And we're literally going to bed late, getting up at all hours of I sleep. She gets up, she takes a nap for 2 hours, and then she gets up and works.
You strike me as one of those kind of people.
I work until I can't, then I shut down and I sleep, and then I start over again. So.
Yeah, I feel that. That's me too.
Yeah.
I take a lot of melatonin.
We do that.
The thoughts don't stop.
We have something for you.
Okay, perfect.
No more melatonin. No more.
I know. I literally
We've got
need to
calm
stop.
and dream.
Yeah, I think I'm up to 20 milligrams now. It's stop. It's so bad.
Yes. And you know what? So to change the subject, you will see on your Aura ring.
Oh yeah.
And you'll be able to now, because you have such a great data backlog of everything, and your daily evenings, your nightly REM sleep and things, you'll be able to see when you add the drops into your system how they'll affect.
Oh, I can sell you all the data. I've slipped to limited. I'm back up to adequate. I need to get back to solid. And my whole family are ordering freaks. I have my fiance on it. So yeah, if you need test guinea pigs, let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. Send me your scans.
I've got all the data you need.
And then use our product and send me the afters. That would be fantastic.
Thank you so much, Wendy and Lisa. You guys are the ultimate thought leaders. It seems like the thoughts never stop with you two. So please let the viewers know where they can check you out.
Our website is www.codehealthshop.com, and we're on social media at codehealthshop.
And you're never going to want to stop following these ladies, because they're literally never going to stop.
And we're fun.
So fun. And if you want your hair done by Lisa, you can probably get that done too if you ask very nicely. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.